Hi, my name is Katie Flickinger, and this is Module 1. So a little bit about me. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I teach business classes at Wichita Southeast High School. I also coach cheer at Wichita Southeast High School. This is my third year there. I have a little bit about my personal life. I have a 3-year-old chocolate lab named Harper. I just recently got engaged this past June, so I've been trying to plan for my wedding in July. During this whole pandemic, it's been a little crazy. And I also became an aunt this year to a beautiful little nephew named Jackson. The biggest challenge of teaching during a pandemic, there have been quite a few challenges of teaching during a pandemic, but one for me personally, my biggest challenge has been the student interaction and getting the students to do their work. I'm used to being able to speak to the students and getting to know them. As a teacher, I'm a people person, and I really, really do enjoy those relationships that I build with my students. So with it being virtual, I haven't been able to really build those relationships with the students, and I feel like I have not been able to get to know them or build those connections and help those who are struggling. Additional things I would like to share about this year, this year has been really hard, but I also feel like this year has been a good year for us to realize that change is okay and we are all going to be okay, and the students are resilient and so are we. We've worked through a lot this year. I learned that I'm able to do things that I did not think were possible during this crazy time. I feel like now that we have remote learning, it's going to be a thing and it's not going to go away anytime soon. So on to the 3 mindsets. So the 3 mindsets are: all students can grow and learn, teacher collaboration over isolation, and happiness and optimism. So the first one, all students can grow and learn. I do agree with this mindset. I do feel like all students can grow and all students can learn. If a student is not learning or they're not growing, maybe their needs are not being met within the classroom. I feel this is important as an educator because I want students to feel comfortable asking questions and learning and growing within my room the best way that they can. Teacher collaboration over isolation. I agree completely with the research on this. I was an interior designer before I was a teacher. And so when I came into it, I had a million questions. And my department really helped me to get through all those questions. I do feel like we're better together, and 2 minds is better than 1. So isolation when teaching is it's not going to help you grow. And then happiness and optimism, I also agree with this as well. I especially like the quote, happiness and optimism are the precursors to success, not merely the result. So some people are happy when they're successful. Some people use their happiness to be successful. The 5 dispositions, there's confidence, risk taker and decisive, sense of humor, empathetically assertive, and learner. So these are what it is important to have to be a good leader. Confidence, I agree. It's important to be confident in your decisions. If you're not confident in your decisions, no one else will be. And that kind of leads into the next one of being decisive. Again, it's important to just stick to what you want and be decisive. And if you're decisive and you make your decision, then people will follow you. A sense of humor, this is my favorite because I do have a sense of humor and I love having a sense of humor. I think it's a gift to not take everything so personally. We're all okay. We're all going to be fine. Empathetically assertive, it is important to take people's feelings into consideration, but people are not always going to like what you have to say or how you do things. So you still need to push them to do what they need to do. And lastly, a learner. There's always something to learn. There's always something to do better. The 3 practices, focusing and prioritizing, examining feedback and data, and emotional intelligence. Focusing and prioritizing, I think this is very important. It's important to prioritize what your school needs and to focus on those needs or your classroom. Examining feedback and data, I think feedback is wonderful. It's great to know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you could work on. However, I do think sometimes data is used as a way to punish people, or used as, sometimes it's like one of the most important things people look at for reputation wise, and I just don't agree with that. I think data is important, but once data starts becoming the main reason that you are giving feedback, I don't think that's right. And then emotional intelligence, I could argue that this is one of the most important ones. If you are aware of your own emotions and you know how to control yourself, then you are able to help others. We have students with all different backgrounds, so it is important to be able to help them work through their emotions and give them a safe space. The 8 principles of ethical leadership, there's personal courage, public interest ahead of self, self-control, self-discipline and integrity, task and employee centeredness, recognizing talent, requiring high ethics from everyone, sensitivity and understanding, and inclusiveness. So I think all 8 of these are very important to be a great leader. Everybody likes to be recognized for the things they're doing correct. Everybody likes to be included and to be understood. It's important to not have favoritism and have everybody have the same expectations with the high ethics. Have self-control, put others before yourself. Those are all great traits to have as a leader. So my self-critique, in order to be an educator, a better educator, I feel that my strengths are the mindsets. I feel like I'm pretty good with those 3 mindsets, but obviously there's always room for improvement. I have gotten discouraged this year with people failing classes, and it's just been hard to be optimistic at some parts. Dispositions, I'm not very good at being empathetically assertive. I can be empathetic, but I am not an assertive person at all. If somebody tells me like a sob story, I'm going to believe them, and I'm going to usually cave into whatever they need, because I'm not assertive. I could focus more on prioritizing my time better. There are days when I just make stuff up on the fly because I was not prepared. That doesn't happen often, but it is something that I can work on to be better. And then I think I could also work on putting public interest ahead of myself. Sometimes I get selfish thinking like, my assignment was so easy, the students just aren't trying. But instead, I need to take a step back and think, maybe I didn't teach this correctly. How does this support the well-being of each student and adult? Learning these different principles, mindsets, dispositions, and practices support the well-being of each student and adult because it's teaching us how to be better for those around us, including each student and collaborating with our fellow teachers, as well as being confident in having emotional intelligence. These things are great for a learning experience and a great work environment. This has helped me to understand different things that I'll be learning in this course. It's helped me analyze and understand whether or not I agree with the different mindset, disposition, principles, and practices. This assignment was relevant to me because I'm a teacher and I someday hope to be a leader within the school, so it's nice to see what people are looking for. And this assignment meant a lot to me because it opened my eyes and helped me to critique myself. These are my references. Thank you.